Fayette County did a lot of learning from home this week. One viewer wanted to know what plans were made for those who didn't have a specific resource. Victor Puente has today's Good Question.
For today's Good Question, Andy asks, what does Fayette County Public Schools do with students who don't have access to Wi-Fi for NTI days? Well, making sure every student had Wi-Fi access was a big concern during the pandemic. Now those students have a few options. A school spokesperson tells me the district supplies hotspots to students who don't have Wi-Fi at home. They also said students have 3 days to complete assignments when they return to school after an NTI day. Finally, there are some businesses or public places that have free Wi-Fi. That isn't always convenient when you're trying to also take care of your kids. If you have a good question, you can email goodquestion@wkyt.com. I'll see you on WKYT Mornings.